What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this charred wooden American flag. Let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I got 5 of these 8-foot 1x2s. I'm going to cut 7 of them at 22 1/4 and 6 at 37 inches. Alright, now that I got all those cut, the next thing that I'm going to do is take this 8-foot 1x3 and I'm going to cut 4 pieces at 18 1/2 inches and 2 pieces at 5 inches. Alright, and then for my last piece, I have this piece of 1x12 here, and what I'm going to do is cut this at 14 3/4 long, and then for the height, I just have my top 7 stripes here clamped together, so those shorter ones that we cut, and you don't have to crank down on them, but just get them tight together, and then you just want to pull this measurement. So mine is 10 1/2, and the reason you do that is because sometimes these 1x2s are a little bit different in measurement, so that way our union will line up perfect. So I'll just cut mine at 10 1/2 by 14 3/4. All right, so now that we got everything cut, the next thing that I'm gonna do is go ahead and rough up the edges on these. So if you watched my distress flag video, you've probably already seen this. You won't have to do it to any of the backer pieces because those won't be visible. But for the stripes and the union, I'm gonna take my grinder here. I just got a wood cutting blade on here, and what I'm going to do is just pretty much go along the edges and just give it a rugged edge look. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I really like the look that it gives. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you use your little shield for your grinder. And then also, if you have one of these handles, go ahead and throw that on and wear gloves also. I haven't had any problems with this at all, but I know that having a wood blade on a grinder could potentially be a little dangerous. So you can do it at your own risk, but I have not had any issues. I just make sure I hold on to it nice and tight, and I haven't had any kickback or anything like that. So anyways, I'll go ahead and show you real quick what that looks like, and then after I'll just go through and do the rough edge on the rest of them. That done, as you can see, it leaves a really cool look on it. And next I'm gonna move on to the darker stuff. So I'm gonna remove every other piece starting from the second, because the top and the bottom will be dark. So just pull out everything that's gonna be a white stripe. All right, and then for these ones, I'm just gonna take my torch here and I'm just gonna burn these until they are black. That's okay if they start on fire. Just make sure that there's nothing around that'll catch on fire and you don't burn your house down. Also, make sure that you wear safety glasses when you're doing the grinding, because it does spit up a lot of wood chips. But like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and get to burning these, and then after we're done with these, then we'll move on to the white stripe. Is torched. Now I'm going to set these to the side and we'll get our white stripes done. All right, so for the white stripes, the first thing that I'm going to do is quickly just cruise over them with my palm sander. I just got some 220 grit sandpaper on there, and I'm just going to cruise over the face, and then I'm just going to cruise through in some of these notches and just clean it up where it's a little bit rough, and that's just going to help for when we stain it. So I'm going to quickly go on torching those ones. And then make sure when you're torching the dark ones that you torch the very bottom and the very top one, just so that those match. And then I also torched all of the edges as well. And then I just wanted to show you guys real quick what it looks like without the white stain, just in case if you'd rather just leave it like this and you like this look. But I personally prefer the white stain look, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those stained, but I just wanted to show you what this looks like. All right, I got those dark ones set aside, and I'll just be using this Varthane water-based wood stain, and it's tinted in white. And usually I'll throw around 3 or 4 coats of the white on just because it dries up and it soaks in a lot. So that's just the number I prefer, but obviously you can do it however many coats you like to get whatever color you prefer. I think I did around 4 coats on here. The last couple were just light ones that I just pretty much brushed over the face. But now what I'm going to do is set all the stripes to the side, and then we're going to get the stars done. All right, so for the stars, I'm just going to take this stencil here, and I'm just going to tape this in place, and then using a pencil, I'm just going to go through and outline them all. If you don't want to carve them, you can always just tape this in place and dust some spray paint on there, and that'll be a lot quicker. And if you don't have a Dremel or anything, then that will be a lot easier. But I like the look of the carved stars, so I'm gonna go ahead and carve them out. All right, so I went ahead and got those all traced out, and now we're gonna go ahead and carve them. And to carve them, I just got my Dremel 3000 here, got my flex shaft, I got a little dust blower on the end, and then usually I'll use the 105 to outline them and the 106 to carve out the middles, but this time I'm gonna use the 106 to outline them and the 107 to carve out the middles. So that's how big they are. I actually used the 107 on another flag and it worked out really well for the middles, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. And when I carve them, I pretty much just take off the top layer. I don't do them super deep. Just take off enough to where the wood is clean, and I turn the Dremel on full speed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these carved out. These, if you just left your stripes the wood color, then you can just leave your stars the wood color. Since I stained my stripes white, I'm just gonna quickly go through and add some of this white stain to my stars, and I'm just gonna be using one of these small paint brushes to do it. And what I'll do is just get a lot of it on the end of it and then just kind of push it around in there. What that does is just adds a little bit of a whiter look to them. But like I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, because it is a little time consuming, but to me, I think it's worth it. With that, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through and put a coat of this sealer over all of the faces. And the reason I'm doing this before I put it together is because to put it together, we got to flip it over onto its face. And with all of this stuff being burned like this, it's going to mark up really easy. But with the sealer on there, that'll kind of hold it together. And then I'm just going to put it on the white ones too, just so that we don't have to do that later. So I'm just going to go through and just put a nice even coat on the union and all the stripes. And I'll do it on the sides, the face, and also at the very ends as well. All right, so now that we got that all sealed up, the next thing that we're gonna do is just flip this over onto its face, and then we're gonna go ahead and get our backer pieces put on. And make sure that when you flip it over, you swap the union to the right side and make sure that the stars are facing up. All right, so I got this flipped over, and the way that we're gonna put this together is I'm gonna measure 1.5 inches and 13.5 inches over from either side, and then I'm gonna make marks on the top and the bottom. And then what I'm gonna do is line up my backer pieces on the inside of those marks. And then before I nail it, I'm just gonna throw some glue on the back here, and then I'll throw a little bit of glue on the back of the flag as well. And then I just got these 24-inch bar clamps here, and then I'll just clamp it to where the boards are tight. Then I'll go ahead and nail it. And to nail it, I got an 18 gauge brad nailer. I'll be using 1.25 inch nails, and then I'll be putting 3 nails per stripe, and then I'll just stagger them up in here about the same distance as the stripes. And then I'll just start on this right side and work my way over to the left side. And then make sure when you're doing this section right here, you just push over on this left side and make sure that these are tight. And then I'll be nailing in half of it to the union and the other half into those stripes. And then up and down, you'll just want to just center them between that. So something just like that. And then once you got those nailed, for my hanger pieces, I'm just going to line this left side up with the bottom of this top stripe. And then on this other side, I'll just match it. So I'll just measure 1.5 inches down, and then I'll just nail it into the back of the union. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all nailed together. We got that all glued and nailed together. This next thing that I'm gonna do here is optional. I'm just gonna quickly throw a coat of paint on the back just so that it looks nicer. You shouldn't see the back ever really because it'll be hanging on the wall, but I wanna do this just so that anything from the side or just when it's off the wall, it looks nicer. So I'm just gonna quickly throw a coat of this on the back. And to keep paint from going on the face of it, I'll just put some pieces of wood right on either edge and then just set it on those, and then that should keep any overspray from getting around and onto the face. All right, so I gave that some time to dry, and now we're just gonna throw on some hangers. I like to use these sawtooth hangers, and I will just center them on these 2 blocks on either side. What it looks like all finished up. I think this one turned out really awesome. I can't say for sure whether I like the white or the wood looking color better for the white stripes, but they both definitely look really cool. I'll go ahead and post a side-by-side picture so that you can try and make your best guess of which one you would like better. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and thank you everyone for 10,000 subs. I'm gonna be doing a 10,000 subs giveaway pretty quick here, and this will be one of the items I give away. So stay tuned for that. But again, thank you guys so much for all of the positive comments and positive feedback I get from you. Please let me know if you guys have any video recommendations. I'd love to hear any of those. Again, thank you for watching, and please have a great day. Yeah.